And later today, President Zelensky will be speaking via video link with EU leaders in Brussels. The bloc is struggling to come to an agreement on an embargo on Russian oil, with particular resistance from Hungary. The EU executive having proposed its toughest package of sanctions yet against Moscow. Now, joining me now is our international affairs commentator, Douglas Herbert. Doug, over 3 weeks ago, EU leaders said that they were going to cut off all oil from Russia. We're still waiting for an official agreement, and the only holdout, of course, is Hungary. Why is that happening, and what is the sticking point?
And that's surprise, surprise. I mean, Hungary has never been the easiest player when it comes to the EU bloc on any issue. And Viktor Orban and his version of so-called illiberal democracy has really flown in the face of a lot of EU values. Hungary's been under a lot of scrutiny. This is no exception. We're at a time right now, Hungary's been a holdout. We're at a time where the EU has been, and perhaps pretty admirably up until now, showing surprising unity on a lot of issues with regards to this war, freezing assets against Moscow, ramping up very, very tough sanctions, not tough enough perhaps. You have Hungary holding out, being sort of the holdout, if you will, along with Slovakia, along with some other countries very heavily dependent on Russian oil, saying that this has nothing to do with politics. This is what Viktor Orban says. This is purely economic and practical. For us, cutting off, totally banning Russian oil, as the EU Commission's president proposed nearly a month ago now, totally banning it would be a hammer blow to our economy. He likened it to almost a nuclear attack, economically speaking. He says, no, we're not going to simply go along with that. He says he doesn't believe in sanctions. He says he will not block sanctions, but he's not going to just do so without getting some sort of compensation. So it's been holding out. There have been multiple attempts by the other members to pass a complete ban on oil. Hungary has stood firm, has shown no signs of backing down. It wants more money and it wants exemptions, lots more than the EU is currently offering.
But this is exactly what Vladimir Putin wants, isn't it, Doug?
It's exactly. Look, first of all, Putin has, not just during this war, but well before this war, for years, his whole ideology is that Europe is weak, Europe is morally decadent, Europe is divided, Europe is hypocritical, that Europe doesn't really believe in democratic values and human rights. That's all just a bunch of talk. Everyone has their price. And Viktor Orban, in a sense, is proving Putin right, at least from Putin's standpoint. It's showing that, you could buy anyone off, because one of the options right now under consideration is to sort of dilute the sanctions. And what do I mean by that? That means not a total ban on oil, just a ban on oil arriving in Europe via ships, tankers. Hungary's landlocked. So that would allow Hungary, which gets its oil via a Soviet-era pipeline, to continue receiving it, along with some other countries, notably Germany, which would keep about a third of the oil that Russia exports to the U.S. in the EU pipelines, literally, continuing to finance Putin's war to the tune of billions and billions of euros. It's already since the invasion began. So Putin, he's relishing this. This is what Putin lives for. He thrives on seeing Europe divided, bickering among itself. His whole thesis all along in that, as you know from the beginning of this war, has been that I can stay the course a lot longer than Europe can stay the course with its so-called facade of unity. That's why he has shrugged off the sanctions. He doesn't believe he's going to feel any consequences from this. He's going to wage the war as he sees fit, and he sees Europe, as he looks on right now, beginning to, in his view, crumble.
Doug Herbert, thank you for that.